No.
Okay, so you know what they're gonna ask?
No.
Oh, you don't?
No.
Get 5 random ones.
Oh,
So
okay.
just make sure that you know them all.
Okay.
Yeah, I will check you on every single one in order for you to pass this class. But state, you can be sure of hand washing. You
Yeah.
can be sure of a vital sign. And then 3 other ones. And they make the cards up at random according to how many people they have testing that day. Yep. Good. Good question. Okay, this is Perry here then. Who wants to be Marie or?
Okay. All right. So first, explains procedure, speaking clearly, slowly, and directly, maintaining face-to-face contact whenever possible.
Okay, so you come into you knock on the outside of the door. May I come in? Good morning, Mrs. Smith. My name is Denise. I'll be your NA, and we're going to get you cleaned up today. We're going to do some pericare for you. Is that okay? She says yes.
Privacy is provided with a curtain,
Privacy is
screen door.
provided.
Okay. Before washing, first checks water temperature for safety and comfort, and second, ask client to verify comfort of water.
Okay, and notice again, this is a 2-step. So if I just check it and I don't ask the client to check it,
Uh-oh.
you fail that whole skill, that whole part of the skill.
It doesn't say to get water, but obviously you have to go get water.
What's that?
Can you add on here, go get water? Because
If you want to, sure. You
Yeah.
can. Those are yours to write on whatever you want. Okay, so now notice too when I'm doing cares that I bring my table close to me. I have the table at a good height for me, so I'm not bending over to do things all the time. And again, I'm going to bring Mrs. Smith. I'm going to bring the bed up a little bit here for you. And we do have one resident who is horrified
Ooh.
at the thought of a bed moving. It terrifies her. And so we just talk to her while we're doing it.
Right.
Okay, Mrs. Smith, I'm going to take your call light out of the way, and I'm going to ask you to check the water temperature for me. Again, keeping her covered as much as possible. Is that okay for you? Okay.
Great.
Okay.
All right. So put on clean gloves before washing perineal area.
Okay, so I've washed my hands. Clean gloves. Okay.
Okay. So next, you place the pad and linen protector under perineal area before washing.
Okay, so why do you put a bed protector on before you're washing the area?
That's,
Keep
yeah,
the
that's
clean
right.
linens clean and dry. Okay, so Mrs. Smith, when they ask you to turn away from my voice, again, the arm goes over, the knee bends, I'm using hip and shoulder, and bring her over, down out of the way, keeping her covered as much as possible, and bring my pad on here. Down through the Terry area, tucking it under her skin as much as possible. Have you roll to your back.
Okay.
And have you roll to this side. Actually, Katie, I'll have you assist me if you would. So I'm going to bring the covers down a little bit.
Yeah.
And I'll have you bring the arm towards me. Bend this knee and bring it up. Okay. If she can help, then this comes over. And then push on her shoulder and her hip. And it comes towards me. And if she can reach over and grab, great. And then I'm going to have you straighten it out. Awesome. At this point, again, remember you're keeping the the gown covered as much as possible, but up out of the way. And Mrs. Smith, I'll have you turn back to your back. Great, if you would put that side rail up for me. Awesome. Okay, clothing protector is under her.
what suggested they hardly will open their legs?
Sometimes you have to have 2 people. One person to help hold the legs apart and one person to clean. It's very tough. Very tough.
So just one in the fetal position.
Uh-huh. So now we expose the perineal area while avoiding overexposure of the client.
Okay, so you've got the gown that can cover the top part of your resident. You're going to bring the bedclothes back and the gown up to just on top of the pubis right here. Now, what we can even bring it up a little bit farther, but you want to make sure that it's not so close that it's going to get wet. And for everybody to see, I'm actually going to take it back a little farther.
Okay.
Okay.
Apply soap to wet washcloth.
Okay, so again, you're going to have one washcloth with soap and one that's just for rinsing. You put it into your pores. Hold the corner in your hand. Soap, soap, soap. We only need 3. Okay?
Wash genital area, moving from front to back, while using a clean area of the washcloth for each stroke.
Okay, so again, I usually start away from me and work towards me. If the person can frog their legs out a little bit and spread the hips, that was great. If sometimes they can't. So you got soap here. You're going to go down the side, the crease of the leg, always front to back. These have soap on them. You got the next one. You're going to spread the lips of the labia, go down the middle, change your washcloth down this side of the leg. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Now this has soap on it, so it stays on the side of your face. Okay, so that's wash. You're going to rinse, doing the same thing. You have to do the 3. They actually don't like it if you do more. So again, this is far away from me, down the side of the leg.
Mm-hmm.
Change position, spread the lips of the labia down the middle. Change washcloth down the side. This can go back in because it doesn't have soap.
Right.
And
yeah, use the towel to dry the genital area. What am I talking about? Which step am I? 10. Dries genital area, moving from front to back with towel.
okay, and again, a single layer of towel. You dry away from you first.
Mm-hmm.
Move to a different part of the towel. Spread the labia down the middle. Always patting. Different part of the towel. Side closest towards you. Okay.
After washing genital area, turn to side, then wash and rinse rectal area, moving from front to back using a clean area of washcloth for each stroke. Then dry with towel.
Okay. So now you're going to have the person turn so you can clean the back of them. Again, bend the knee, put that arm over the body, shoulder and hip. Mrs. Smith, I'm going to have you turn away from me. And sometimes the person can reach over and grab, and sometimes you have to have someone help you with this part. Again, keeping the body covered as much as possible. Now, she's really far away from me, and so when you're leaning over the bed, you just have to make real sure that you're not touching the bed. Okay, so this is my soap part, and I can turn it over. More soap on 1, 2, and 3. And now you're still going front of the body to the back of the body.
Right.
Right? And again, cleaning, one side. Change your washcloth. Cleaning up through the middle. Now, if you look at her right here, she's got a little bit of a red spot. And so if I was cleaning a red spot in reality, I come up to that area and go around and actually take another part of my washcloth and go around. So you're never going to rub washcloth over an area that's red. So I've got the second one was up the middle, and then the third one is on the other side. So that's wash, and that's got soap on it, stays on the edge of my basin. Your 4 folds. Rinse
Sorry.
at the top. Just rinse up the middle. And rinse on the other side. Go back in. And then, again, you're going to pat dry with one length of towel. Change your spot. Pat right up the middle. Change your towel. That side.
Reposition the client.
Now, here's where you want to make a notation on your on your
Skill sheet.
skill sheet, because it tells you to reposition. Just leave it there for a minute. That's okay. It tells you to reposition the client. What it doesn't tell you to do right now is to take the sheet of bed protector off. Later on, it tells you to get rid of it, but it doesn't tell you a time to take it off. So this is where you want to write in remove linen protector or bed protector. Usually what you do is just roll it across, tuck it under, and again use hip and shoulder. Bring the person back into bed. Cover as much as possible. Easy bend the knee. Bring the arm. Hip and shoulder. And now you can bring that totally out. Put that by your towel. Make sure that the gown is not going back underneath them and that that bed is pulled as straight as possible. Bringing them back. Okay, next step.
Empty, rinse, and dry the basin.
Okay, so I'm going to leave now. Even though I'm just walking across the room, the person is protected. You take off your washcloth. Now, with this one, do I empty it in the sink or the toilet?
Toilet.
Toilet, because it's been around feces and urine, possibly urine, the peri area. So this is always emptied into the toilet. Now let's use the dirty sink as my toilet.
Oh, the dirty sink.
Making sure that you're not splashing the water. You rinse it. You have to go to the sink to rinse it. Take it over to the toilet. Rinse it. If there's actual something that you can see in there, then you have to actually wash it. Dry it. Okay, and
Got put it on YouTube for the class.
and put it in your dirty linen area. Okay.
So I have a question.
Sure.
Okay, so you're doing step by step in here. So let's say the face is one of them, and then right after that, you got the
Here.
you know how it tells you go put this in the sink. So do you use a different basin? Is there gonna be multiple over there, or are you just gonna
Probably not. You're gonna, or they might
go to the disposal area and get it and wash it, or just
You don't have to wash it. For the state test, you won't have to wash it again. What they'll say is, okay, you've completed one step. Now your stuff is there. And they will either go pick up that stuff and put it back, or they'll tell, you can say, I would get a clean basin. And then grab the basin. Yeah. It's a good question.
And then also, it doesn't say anything about the raising the bed and the side. Do you want to do it like you did it?
Always, yeah, you never walk away from a person if it's a person that has side rails. You never walk away from the bed without putting the side rail up. A lot of our residents don't have side rails. Again, they may have the beds that are curved, and if there's not a side rail there, you can't put one up. But you want to make sure that they are in a position where they're not going to fall out. Good question. Okay.
Okay, the basin is in the dirty supply area, and then you dispose of used linen into soiled linen container and dispose of linen protector.
And that's how they tell you to dispose of it. They never ever found out to tell you. So that's where we just decided we're going to do it. Okay?
Avoid contact between candidate clothing and used linen. After disposing of the linen, and place used equipment in designated dirty supply area. Further, remove and dispose of your gloves
Gloves.
into
waste container and wash your hands.
There. Wash my hands.
Great. Signal device.
Signaling device. Mrs. Smith, where would you like your signaling device? Right here.
Yeah.
position.
And we're done.
Down. Take privacy away.
Oh, take privacy.
And that's the end of the scale.
So it's good. Where is it going to be at the test? Is that going to be at a hospital?
Well, there's different testing stations all around the state. We have a bunch of different testing stations. I know there's one in Kent. I know there's quite a few farther away, but there are, I think, 3 that are within probably half an hour to 45 minutes driving from the school.
Wow.
And you can choose which one you want to go to. Not necessarily. What you do is when on the last day of class on graduation day, you have all the information. We help you fill out all the applications and stuff so that we know they're correct. Then we take them, Dana takes them and has the dean, Ms. Mears, sign them. You filled out that day an envelope. She'll mail them back to you. And then you pick out what testing site you want. There's boxes for numbers that you put your testing site and the name of it in there. There's a checklist. Make sure you have everything that you need. And then you mail it away and they will mail you back a testing date and time. Date, and time. Yeah. So you tell them where you want to go and they tell you where they've got an opening.
Okay.